Is that a great shot or what? Where else are you going to see a live snapping
We need like
turtle?
Chariots of Fire playing. Dun, dun,
Yeah, he's in slow motion running.
On morning TV. How about that? 7:43 right now. Welcome back to Great Day. Our buddy Ron is here from the Academy of Wildlife Education located in Merle-Hay Mall. If you have not been out there yet, you really need to go out there and check out these animals, these wild animals that are you're able to walk right up to the enclosure and see what they're like and really experience them. And here is one of your more tame creatures.
Oh, he's looking around.
Actually, I don't know if he's the more imprinted or not. The thing about reptiles is they don't have a lot going on upstairs, so there's not a lot of imprinting at all.
Yeah.
You just have to understand how to work with them.
So explain who you brought over here.
This is a snapping turtle, native to Iowa, Iowa's largest reptile.
Now you see these crossing the road occasionally.
Right, you can jump into that usually in the springtime, early summer. You'll see the females crossing roads and stuff, looking for places to lay their eggs and stuff. And people just have to be aware they're not a speed bump. You know, I pull over many a time to assist the larger snapping turtles as they are crossing.
No, it is not recommended that you assist snapping turtles, especially this big, to get off the road, because just for safety's sake. But if someone were to assist a snapping turtle, show everybody how you're hanging on to this guy.
Basically, you just pick them up by the tail, by the back of the shell, and away you go. Because again, they will snap.
They got
Well, Ron,
long
why
necks.
are these turtles known as a snapping turtle?
Why are they known as a snapping turtle? Let's see if we can get anybody want to volunteer a finger.
How about a pen?
You might be able to. Sometimes if we do this, Lou.
Oh my goodness.
Right away, look at that, right away.
Yeah.
He opened up his mouth just by seeing this here.
Wow.
Now, I'm not going to let him bite it because I don't
Watch
want.
out, he'll stretch.
Yeah, look at the neck.
Look how that
now look how
neck.
long his neck is, and that's one of the reasons you don't want to grab him on the side of the shells.
No, you want to be in the back. You want to definitely grab them by the tail, and it works out great.
They just see something and they want to go after it, or how does that work?
Well, again, they've got a great sense of smell. Yeah, and you put things in front of them. Right now, this is what they would do at the bottom of a river: is they just open their mouth and wait for fish to swim by and reach out and just grab them and stuff.
Look at that.
They're
He's
also
looking at you, Lou.
Yeah, they'll eat dead things as well. So again, these are kind of like the garbage men of the water.
Right.
Well, you know, the shell in comparison to the body size, it seems like it's smaller than other turtles. Like he's not terribly worried about being attacked, you know?
Right. Again, they've got a real good defense mechanism as far as that mouth goes and stuff. So it's not like your traditional painted turtles, which they can totally draw within their shell and stuff. These guys, again, they're designed to be a predator. And that's exactly what they are. They're a predator species.
He's calmed down now.
Now,
Getting there,
Is there
yeah.
a way to decipher between turtles, like between like a painted turtle or a snapping one? Is there any
Well,
way
there's
of really
different-
being able to see?
Right. I mean, we'll bring different species of turtles that are native to Iowa throughout the course of our appearances here and stuff. And you're right. There's different ways you can look at their shells. The difference between a map turtle and a painted turtle. The difference between an ornate box turtle, which is Iowa's land turtle, and the difference between a turtle and a tortoise. You don't want to go to a pet shop, buy a tortoise, and set it up like a turtle because he'll drown. Tortoises can't swim. And so one way you can tell the difference is turtles have got webbed toes, and tortoises have got like feet like an elephant.
Like claws
Right,
type things.
So again, you know, those simple things as far as to remember when you have a pet turtle or a pet tortoise, to know the difference between the two and set them up properly. But in Iowa, what we use our snapping turtles for and our other turtles is to talk about Iowa water quality. Again, everything is relevant as far as why we have our wildlife ambassadors. And again, anything that lives in the water, we've got some concerns as far as what we put on the land, how it gets into the watershed, and how it affects amphibians and water reptiles and stuff. And we have to watch what we put when we wash our cars, what we put on the golf courses, what we put on the crops for ag. Every drop goes into a watershed. All those watersheds in Iowa go to the Mississippi. That all goes to the Gulf Coast. There's a thing called hypoxia that's going on down there, where there's actually dead zones where there's no oxygen in the water because of what we put on the soil. And we have to be better stewards of what we do to the land to make sure it doesn't affect the wildlife. So in theory, what we do in the Midwest affects the wildlife down in the Gulf states as well. And we also want to make sure that we don't do anything that would hinder our alligator or our snapping turtle population in the state.
Have you seen effects from our water supply and what's affecting it and to the turtle population?
Not specifically. These guys guys, they're very adaptable as far as being able to live in some of the poorest water quality out there and stuff. We tend to see it in the amphibians first, your frogs, your salamanders, and we're definitely seeing fewer and fewer of those in the state of Iowa. We've got a tiger salamander, the world's largest land salamander, and they're definitely threatened in the state of Iowa because of what we do to the land and stuff. There's some cool things that we do with the amphibians, and we'll bring our tiger salamander. There's what we call the tiger salamander migration that you can actually go out and see.
Really?
Yeah, it happens every fall, and so next year we'll promote that and maybe have you guys come out and watch the tiger salamanders.
Did you go out and check it out this year? Or?
Didn't do it this year.
Okay.
So we're kind of in the middle of building something.
Okay.
Building a new academy.
Like your store.
Getting
Like
the
your
academy
store.
built out
Exactly.
and stuff. So again, we're just getting back into our rhythm of things again, and we're getting ready actually for the winter tracking season is for us to go out and start going to Wisconsin to track the wolves and the cougars and the bears and all that fun stuff's coming up.
Now, if somebody's living in an area and they do have water on their property, chances are real good you're going to have
You're going to have activity. I mean,
have activity. Now, what if they see a snapping turtle like this, maybe this size or even larger, because you've seen them larger in this area? What should they do? Should they steer clear? Would be the first thing. But what if they didn't want the snapping turtle in their pond or whatever? Is there?
Well, again, to have a healthy ecosystem, which the ponds and the wetlands are part of, you need to have all levels of wildlife there, and so they actually fit a niche in there. So if you have a snapping turtle there, as long as you don't have an overabundance of snapping turtles, you need to have a few of them there to help keep that pond ecosystem healthy.
Okay.
So they're good to have around. You don't want to take them all out. It's kind of like what we did in Yellowstone. They created Yellowstone to be this pristine place, and then they took all the predators out and figured out that's not too smart. And so you need to have a certain level of predator and prey relationship going on at all levels in an ecosystem.
Now, do domesticated animals have to worry about snapping turtles?
Not really. I mean, typically they give off plenty of warning. They'll hiss, they'll snap, and stuff like that. I mean, they are a predator, but they're also prey to certain other wild species. The domestic dogs and cats, they'll learn real quick to stay clear of a snapping turtle. It just takes a couple hits, and you'll learn.
Are these guys hibernators then?
Yeah, basically this time of year they're going to dig down into the mud. They're going to shut down basically their respiratory system and the whole 9 yards, and then they'll sleep until springtime. And they've all hibernated. They're all in hibernation right now.
How big do they get?
They can get up to about 40, 45 pounds,
Wow.
which is a good-sized turtle.
And this one's about how big?
We figure about 10. This is a male.
So 4 times bigger.
Yeah, so, you know, people harvest these. You've all heard of turtle soup and
That's
stuff like
turtle
that.
soup.
This is an excellent species for that as well. But you just can't go out there and pick them up. You have to have your fishing license and your turtle licenses and stuff like
really?
that.
I didn't realize that.
It's actually illegal to possess any native Iowa wildlife without some type of a permit or a license. Yeah, you know, back in the day when I was growing up, we'd go out and catch snakes and turtles and fishes and the whole 9 yards and keep them for the summer and then release them in the fall and stuff. It's actually illegal.
Keep that in mind.
It's just
Keep
like,
that in mind.
You've learned your lesson.
Absolutely, and you've all been warned now. So, yeah, you just
Well, in
can't
case you
go
don't want to
pick
trap them or go catch them yourself, you can go check them out just over at Merle Hay Mall. Remind everybody where you're located.
at the Academy of Wildlife Education at Merle Hay Mall. We were having great times with people. We actually had some folks come in today that say they watch us every Monday morning.
Awesome.
Now. So,
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, you know what? Shout out to those folks. Keep coming in and learn about Iowa wildlife. It's
All
a
right.
very unique place to visit.
If you guys haven't been there, it's great. I mean, we brought the kids, and it was a really neat little trip.
It's a cool place. It
Yeah.
really is. Did a good job, and we're teaching people a lot about wild animals.
Teaching you about native wildlife species, and we'll bring something unique and exciting next week as well.
All right, sounds good. Looking forward to it. Thank you,
right,
man.
thanks.
It is 7:52. We'll be right back. You are watching Great Day.